All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a piece of tech that honestly powers just about everything you see online. I'm talking about the Content Management System, or CMS. You ever wonder how a news website can pump out hundreds of articles a day, or how your favorite online store seems to update its products constantly? Well, the answer is the CMS. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how it all works.
But, to really get why a CMS is such a big deal, we kind of have to go back in time a little bit. Think about the early days of the web. You know that feeling when you'd go to a website, spot a really obvious typo, and then it would just stay there for weeks? Or you'd find information that was just hopelessly out of date? It wasn't because people were lazy. For a long time, the reason was surprisingly technical. You see, not that long ago, every single update, and I mean even just fixing a typo or swapping out a picture, was a full-on coding project. You'd have to file a ticket, wait in line for a developer to actually write the code, and then have them upload the changes. It created this massive, massive digital bottleneck. And that bottleneck? That's the exact problem that gave birth to the CMS. This need for businesses, for publishers, for creators of all kinds to get content out there quickly and easily without having a developer on speed dial was becoming absolutely critical. And then, boom, enter the content management system. It's software built to do one thing and do it brilliantly. Let anyone, marketers, editors, you name it, create and manage all their digital content without ever having to write a single line of code. I mean, this was nothing short of revolutionary. It totally democratized publishing on the web.
So how does it actually do that? What's the magic trick that separates your words from all the complicated code that makes them look so good on a screen? Well, to get that, we need to peek under the hood for a minute. Okay, so a CMS really has two main parts that work together. The easiest way to think about it is like a restaurant. First, you've got the Content Management Application, the CMA. That's the kitchen. It's the back end where you write your articles, upload your photos, get everything organized. Then you have the Content Delivery Application, the CDA, and that's the front of house. It takes everything you made in the kitchen, applies all the branding and templates, and serves up that beautiful finished page to your visitors. And that right there, that is the absolute foundational principle that makes it all work. The separation of your content from its presentation. Just think about that for a second. Your words and your images live in one place, and the design, the layout, lives somewhere else entirely. This is what makes a CMS so incredibly powerful. You can completely redesign your entire website, and all your content just flows right into the new look. Or even better, you can take the exact same article and push it to your website, your mobile app, and a digital sign, and it's going to look perfect on every single one. But of course, the story doesn't stop there. Today, the game has totally changed. The question isn't just, how do we publish without a developer? Now, the real question is, which of the three major paths to publishing is the right one for us? So, today, there are really three main ways to go. First up, you have the traditional CMS. This is where the kitchen and the front of house are all bundled together in one package. It's awesome for teams who just want an all-in-one solution, but the trade-off is that it can be a little less flexible. Second is the headless CMS. Now, this one is just the content kitchen, the back end. It delivers content using something called an API, which is like a universal adapter that lets developers plug that content into any front end they want to build. Perfect for publishing everywhere. But yeah, you need developers to build all those front ends. And finally, you've got the hybrid or static approach, which is all about incredible speed and security, but it can take a bit more setup to get dynamic features working. To make this super real, just think about WordPress. It's the giant in the room because it's so accessible, and its plugin ecosystem is so huge you can make it do pretty much anything. Then you've got Shopify, which is the CMS built for one thing and one thing only, selling stuff online. It handles everything from your products to your payments. And then there's Webflow, a fantastic tool for designers who want total visual control but don't want to become expert coders. Each one has a really clear mission. Okay, that is a lot of options. So, how on earth do you choose? The secret is to stop looking for the best CMS out there and start looking for the best CMS for you. And it really all comes down to answering three pretty simple questions. First and most important, how technical is your team? And you gotta be honest with yourself here. Are your marketing and editorial folks gonna be the ones driving this thing day to day? Well, then a super user-friendly traditional CMS might be your best bet. Or do you have developers on hand ready to build totally custom experiences? Because if you do, the amazing power of a headless CMS is suddenly unlocked for you. Next up, you need to think about your ambition. Where does this content actually need to live? Is a single website your entire universe? If so, a traditional CMS can handle that perfectly. But if you're dreaming bigger, if you see your content on a website, a mobile app, a smartwatch, maybe even a kiosk in a store, well, you're going to need that publish anywhere flexibility that really only a headless CMS can give you. And finally, what are your absolute non-negotiables? I mean, for a marketing site where that first impression is everything, the lightning speed and tight security of a static approach might be your number one priority. But for a huge global company with really complex workflows, things like enterprise-level support and strict user permissions might be what matters most. You have to define your mission first.
So, once you've picked your path, you're not done. The work isn't over. A successful rollout goes way, way beyond just the technology. It's really about building a strategic foundation for your entire digital operation.
It really boils down to 3 essential steps. First, plan your content strategy before you touch anything. Figure out your workflows, who owns what. Second, migrate with care. This is your big chance to clean up all that old content and make sure you don't lose your valuable search engine rankings. And third, enable your team. Don't just train them on which buttons to click. Train them on the strategy and the why behind this whole new system. So if there's one thing, just one thing you take away from all this, it's that your CMS is so much more than just a website editor. When you choose it thoughtfully, it becomes a central nervous system for your entire digital world, a platform for growth and agility. So the final question to ask yourself is this: is your CMS just a tool for today, or is it the foundation for where you want to go tomorrow?